This time, the presentation will be done by Jeios. Jeios is a medical device manufacturing company, and specifically, it combined artificial intelligence with aerospace engineering. Let's listen to Chun Jin-hong, the president of Jeios.
Good
Welcome.
to see you.
Good to see you. All right. So, President Zhang, could you introduce your company?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm JS's president, Jung Jin-hong, and we connect individuals and health authorities as a networking platform. And I would like to elaborate our AI platform, which is a remote analysis system. After the coronavirus crisis, nowadays our daily quarantine has come to our daily lives. And what matters is real-time immune system analysis. And nowadays, we cannot conduct health check every day, which is highly costly. So based on our application, what if we provide AI-based non-face-to-face analysis? So I would like to present about this business model. All diseases occur when our immune system decreases, and in our daily lives, what if we could track our immune system and analyze our health system? You can just keep that data, or you can share that with healthcare authorities or even provide it to a third-party entities. And this kind of immune system cohort platform is the key business model to our company. I would like to ask you a question. A lot of new astronauts contract herpes zoster. Do you know why? Well, new astronauts have a lot of stress. So because of their mental stress, their immune system against a virus decreases. That's why they get a lot of herpes zoster. That means they have decreased immune system. And if they figure out that their immune system has decreased only after getting herpes zoster, then it'll just locking the stable door after the horse is stolen. That is where this human operator dynamics come. The NASA is currently having a lot of experts in cooperation with NASA to apply this clinical trial results. So we make use of this to train artificial intelligence, and we have succeeded. And let's move on to the introduction of our company. I myself studied aerospace engineering, both for my bachelor's and master's degree, and I studied car collision test related inertia. And when there is a car collision test simulations, we have to get this mandatory information to sell cars to the United States, Canada, and European nations, as you may know. And this information is related to physical body inertia. And I studied in Minnesota State University for my PhD, which was behavioral science, and it was about astronauts' correlationship of Parkinson's disease and their health system, and its relationship with sarcopenia. So their astronauts' relatedness with sarcopenia has to do with gravity. And when human body parts, human operator dynamics are studied, was the main focus of myself. And this field is specifically called astromedicine, and this is a well-established field overseas. However, when it comes to South Korea, where there are a lot of knowledge, but we are lacking behind in this field. And there are some institutions, however, they just conduct physical checkups for astronauts when they come back to Earth. And I myself worked for this institute for 5 years, and the National Institute for Mathematical Sciences and Yonsei University's Calculation Science Center's experts are working with us, and currently the JS engineers are being trained by our consultants. JS was established in 2015, and in January 2018, we got Series A investment. Before we got investment of Series A, we worked on clinical checkups, trial medical devices to hospitals, and we sold them and lent them. And at Severance University, we get non-medical coverage paid from those hospitals and patients. And we conduct research on this field. So we give a lot of solutions to national organizations and institutes. And for example, the smart city project in Busan and Sejong cities, we have this non-face-to-face immune system tracking analysis as our suggestion to the cities. In terms of the reason for the immune system increasing and decreasing can be mainly categorized into three different fields. And the highest N frequency is mostly by degeneration diseases. And the first one here, the infection, you get infected, then it is number one affecting factor to the society. And if you see this moving picture, even if you're not a medical doctor, you can tell who is a normal person and who is currently suffering sarcopenia and who is suffering the Parkinson's disease. What matters here is how can we precisely predict the health conditions, and understanding the immune system is the key, and because that is the clue to predict our health conditions. However, how are we going to continuously track this changing health conditions? That is the key task. So far, a lot of artificial intelligence companies based on this PHR information and medical information, and there is a clear challenge because they use past data mostly. Therefore, most of the data is from the algorithm of insurance companies, and it is almost identical. What is the problem is the sensor in the application has a lot of high precision. How precise? It's used for a missile. The problem is it does have high precision. However, the data's accuracy is really low. For example, if you work out or walk, you do get speed information, but it doesn't tell you so what. That is why the utility of the data is very low. But we provide this core platform based on these two different sources of data. So we're confident that this can increase accuracy. We can predict our immune system, and based on our performance characteristics analysis from our AI, and we can provide remote AI solution. And by completing this, we can form a data twin to our human body. And the key for technology of our company is our health checkup data and medical doctors' clinical trial data. All these pieces are given to our data. We trained our artificial intelligence. For example, sleeping patterns or stress, these affect our immune system very highly, as you know. And what we mostly focused on in this machine learning is the project of 3 years with Busan City, and we conducted research on 30,000 people, and we conducted this performance characteristics analysis. And so far, we have conducted on Asian people and Caucasian people and Middle East people, among other ethnic people. And we have this population-based data, and we have gender-based and age from 18 to 90, and height and weight based analysis. And we have 10 different classification levels so that we can predict people's health system. Next is the human operator dynamics. We train this to our AI, and based on the analysis, we can predict sarcopenia and Parkinson's disease's characteristics. And on top of that, we can also conduct study on cognitive characteristics, including dementia, so that we can train these AI. Now, the key for our technology is this AI platform. The image shown from this slide tells you how our AI works, in what form. For example, smartphones, smartwatch, and smartwatches, among other wearable devices exist, right? And if data is input in these devices, then we can have this accurate health condition and analyze based on this information. This slide, just like I mentioned, this shows the immune system analysis AI platform. This gathers data, collects data, and provides a model, and it comes with a feature. It extracts characteristics and conduct algorithm studies and predict. So this forms an API. So far, I have used in a very difficult way, but I'll try to break it down. This image, this slide, shows a study conducted on 30,000 people. The greener the image is, the higher the immune system is. The red color shows those people with low immune system. Please take a look at the upper one. Those people with low cardiovascular capacity have the lowest health system condition. And if you take a look at the image on the bottom, we compared the immune system based on different diseases. And those people who went to the hospital to see a doctor, 96% of them scored 4 or lower score on this grading. And take a look at this slide. Our AI studied their MCI, and this is called AUC, which is a special jargon. It showed a 0.85 accuracy, and this slide is what we want to boast about. This data shows sarcopenia. So sarcopenia in English is sarcopenia. It is being a global issue nowadays, and we wanted to predict and analyze those healthy people who do not have sarcopenia, and we wanted to look humble, so we said the accuracy is 0.95. However, in fact, it has 99% of accuracy. The research paper shown below here shows that sarcopenia affects the immune system. Here is a very difficult term. When it comes to extrahepatic cholangiocarcinoma, this is a research conducted on sarcopenia. So explain it easily. When you have tendency to sarcopenia, then you have tendency of having low immune system. But we can analyze this by 99% of accuracy. So far, we're mainly focusing on this precedent research, and we're collaborating with the National Institute for Mathematical Sciences and Yonsei University's Calculation Science Center to come up with a mathematical model, and we succeeded. The next slide is our technology. Just what I have mentioned can be proved based on these research papers and our data. There is another difficult term, the systemic sclerosis. This is a type of autoimmune disease, and if collagen is produced, and then this makes your skin thick, and you will have a problem in your organs, which is kind of rheumatism. And based on this human dynamics, you can analyze your own health condition, is what this research paper is talking about. And they only have 2 sources of research, but we have more than 150 pieces. The next research paper we are going to take a look at is the age-related immune system and their inflammation level based on our human dynamics. And there are 2 different dynamics characteristics, and even based on 2 sources of research, they are coming up with significant data. However, we have 150 data pieces. Now this is technology, and here comes a very difficult idea again. And there is a term called metaphrasis, and based on their ages, we wanted to conduct a analysis comparative research. And we studied based on speed, and the R square value was 0.881. If it's near 1, then it's more accurate. And on the right, our company's data is 0.922. It's really high, right? 0.881 is very high enough, but we showed even higher data. And here comes a schizoid, which is a cognitive disease, and this is an interesting data. Very interestingly, the R-square value was from 0.248 to 0.299, and this is a very significant research paper, and our data is even higher in terms of accuracy. Now this research paper is very sensational. The Immune Society got this research paper published, and we conducted the immune system's health condition or query or their motion characteristics, and this matches with all the previous studies. And this table may be really difficult to understand, but if you take a look at on the right part, take a look at the RSQ value and R value on the very far right. These show very high accuracy, and this data tells you that interleukin is really significant in terms of analyzing our health conditions for immunity, and this shows the correlationship with human dynamics. And it can be shown from here. We have more than 150 research papers, and that can be used to explain the significance, and 13 can be shown from this slide. And what is about this slide is that the necessity of track monitoring variability of the immune response. What this means is that they're saying that no matter how young or old, your immune system is not that different. So people may ask, what are you talking about? The older you get, your immune system gets worse. However, in order not to have that kind of misunderstanding, in fact, when it comes to your medical checkup for your immune system, you have to pay 170,000 won, but you cannot conduct that kind of health checkup every day, right? And even for you, announcer, yesterday's health condition and today's health condition is different, right? When you wake up, right? So when you have stress or wake up, your daily life immune system fluctuates every day. And how are we going to conduct a cohort analysis study? It's highly costly. There is where our motion solution can be used. So globally, our solution may have a lot of demand. Now let's move on to our business development. So far, before we got Series A investment, we basically worked on our medical trial checkup medical devices. We sold them to hospitals, and we could collect data from hospitals. And this slide is about our business development. We are continuously trying efforts to get Series B investment. And if you take a look at this slide, this shows data about Parkinson's disease and sarcopenia. If we get investment, then we are going to support and provide our medical data to medical doctors and the society. The title says that we are going to work on this new medical device, and in the past, anybody can download this application so that the AI can provide analysis to people. And medical doctors or experts may not trust this data, right? So we already have a lot of research papers, and we have mustered our effort, and we are confident that we have enough provable data. And we are going to open this to academia for a cross-check. So we're planning to launch this business model. And as I have mentioned, based on this non-face-to-face application, we can provide a solution as shown from this slide. Nowadays, anybody has smartphones nowadays, so this is going to be a global model. And let's move on to the pipeline slide. So all the ideas that I have mentioned are analyzed in this slide. So this shows how our business is going on. And I have mentioned that our application does nothing to do with medical doctors because you can simply download the application. However, you may be curious why we're trying to work with the National Institute for Mathematical Sciences or the academia, because we want to work on our validation and we want to share our know-how to medical doctors. And if those medical doctors use our data, then since South Korea is very popular for a K medical system, right? So we're not trying to advertise this, but the academia, medical academia, and all the societies could be advertising and promoting our company. Next is technology loyalty, maintenance, and data commission fee. These are our source of income. So there are a lot of health organizations, including World Health Organization, the Society for the Study of Obesity, the Society for Sarcopenia. We developed our algorithm-based data to open this data to the entire people and humanity. But for immune system analysis, we could provide 3 medical checkups per week or once per week and provide average data. We could provide data processing as a business model. And for high-end function, we could provide medical forecast. For example, someone's musculoskeletal system or vestibular system, excuse me, and nervous system or cardiovascular system could be provided, or we could forecast sarcopenia or mild cognitive impairment or Parkinson's disease related forecast to them based on fee-based service.
Alright, the combination of artificial intelligence and medical devices. Thank you. The presentation was done by Jeios.